towards the end of my trip in India, I was able to go on a raid. We're driving there, it's raining, and turn a corner and you just see all these girls. But there were these two girls, and like one girl, you know, she had an attitude and didn't want to talk at all. And the other girl, like there was just this innocence to her. And oh man, and she reminded me of someone I knew. And so it was just like, oh my goodness, it's so scary because you look like someone I know.
We didn't think the very first day when we'd walk in, we were gonna get slapped down with a not even partial birth abortion, but after birth abortion. The bill was handed straight to us, and they said, look, there's cases going on in Europe. We have testimonies of people who have killed babies after an abortion. The first time we're bringing this up in Parliament is in 2 weeks, so get this together.
It was a baptism by fire, to say the least. They threw us in and said, here you go, get ready to roll. So our first week there, we were drafting a petition to the Council of Europe almost immediately, which was a pretty fantastic introduction to European law and the study of European law. We were doing really important work, particularly on infants who were born alive from an attempted abortion. A lot of times in Europe, those infants are either left to die or are actually killed.
I work with institutionalized children and basically implemented an educational program in one of the orphanages. Once you're there and you see the poverty and the hopelessness so many people live in it just marks you forever. It's like gives you a stamp on your heart, and you'll never forget it. Those images of the children, of the women, of the men will stay with you for the rest of your life. And I found that the best way is to empower them through education by placing Christian tutors in government orphanages. It has been probably the biggest blessing of my life, really, to get to know these children, to get to help them, and I think it helped me more than I helped them. Jesus says it's better to give than to receive, and I really found that to be true.
There are girls waiting to be rescued. I mean, these girls were in India, but there are girls waiting to be rescued all over the world, including in America. And as Americans, we tend to forget, like, this is happening in our backyard. This is a really serious issue, and like, if we don't care, these girls are just gonna be subject to this.
I at first was in denial, and at first I said, Lord, I just need to push through. This is purely academic, and we need to get this done. It was Palmer who first came home, and I looked at him, I said, what's wrong? And he burst into tears. What have we been working on? How is that not gripping you? And that's kind of when the floodgates opened. And we spent the entire night in tears. You know, it helped me realize in this line of work I'm going into, I can't put that stone wall up. I can't just say, this is work, this isn't my life, this isn't spiritual for me, this is, this is real.
This program makes possible things that are otherwise not possible. These grants make it possible for us to go do what God has called us to do. And there's no better gift you can give somebody than that, than being able to live out what God has in store for them.
Well, this whole experience has just given me a purpose in life. And I'm just thankful to God that I think I found my purpose in life by working with these children. I know why I'm living. I know why I'm in school. I know what I'm going to do after I finish school.
Sometimes you yourself can't get out there directly and do this type of work, but God can use you to help someone else do that, and we should work to further kingdom purposes.
If you want to be able to reach India, if you want to be able to reach Africa, if you want to be able to reach the EU and all of these hurting countries who are just begging for our help, this is the way to do it.
I thank and I bless every single person who has already given or who's even considering giving, because it allows us to do God's work, and there's no other way to say it.